Okay, thanks. I'll share my screen. Okay, so whenever candidate will apply for this requisition, this is the requisition which we have created yesterday, and these were the four candidates who are applying for this requisition. So whenever candidate will apply for this requisition, you can see the status as new and to be reviewed. So this is the first stage whenever candidate will enter into the system, like for apply for that particular requisition. So and I'll open this candidate. You can see there are different tabs for this candidate, like if there is some interview is scheduled for this candidate, you can see all those interviews in the interview tab. As of now, there is no interview scheduled for this candidate. Then after the interview, like interview is done, if interviewer given some feedback, then you can view the feedback probably over here. So these are the various fields which are with respect to the candidate, like whatever the details, if you want to check any particular details for the candidate, you can just move through this. Okay. So in the test cases, you might be seeing like whenever there are different phases. These are the phases: new screening, interview, selection, offer, and there is one more stages, that is HR phase. Like candidate will finally move to HR phase. So all these phases configurations are comes under that CSP, that is candidate selection process. So depending on the client's requirement, we use to configure all these phases. So these are the different phases. Like once a candidate is done with this new to be review, you can move this candidate to the screening phase, and you can just click on save and close. So all these are phases, like in the screening phase, recruiter and hiring manager will perform the screening, and then once they have done with the screening, then they will move this particular candidate to the interview. Then interview, there are again the different states, like for example, if there are two different job requisition, some requisition for the senior developer, some requisition for the junior developer. So based on our requirement, like for the senior developer, if you want to conduct two rounds of interview, then you can put all those states over here, like interview one to be scheduled, interview one completed, then interview two to be scheduled. So all these things, all these drop down values can be configured through backend, and that's we are going to learn in the candidate selection process, like how these things are configured. So once we have done with like interview is completed, then we'll move this candidate to feedback requested, and finally feedback completed is the last state of this interview selection. Once we are done with this phase, like interview is feedback is completed, and we gathered feedback from the interviewer, then this particular candidate will move to the offer phase. So once we have selected this offer phase and offer to be created, and if we click on, there are a few notification will be triggered based on like whenever we are applying, sorry, whenever we are recruiter will scheduling any kind of interview for the candidate. So whatever the action the recruiter is performing for the particular requisition and for that particular candidate, for each and every action, system will trigger some notifications. All those notifications are also configured through backend. And uh, okay, so once we are done with this offer phase, you can see in this action tab, there is this button got this particular options got enabled, that is create job offer. And whenever we are creating the job requisition, there is one section that is offer info. So all those details will populate over here whenever we are creating the offer for this particular candidate. So for now, I'm just selecting few. I'm just showing you like, okay, there is some application error. I think I have to. This error is due to like I have just logged in as a Alex Brown, but there is one recruiter that is Mark Winterly. If you logged in as a Mark Winterling, then only system will allow you to create the offer for this candidate, because for this requisition. So because for this requisition asset accountant, we have set recruiter as a Mark Winterling. The person who is recruiter for the requisition, currently it's on this demo instance, that a recruiter only have right to create the offer for that particular candidate. So since we are logged in as a Alex Brown, it is not give like application is throwing error. So I'm just refresh one. Currently, this offer in draft is for this candidate. Now you can just click on this action tab. Currently, you can see the phase and status offer in draft stage. So you can just click on this edit offer. Okay. So these are the different sections, like whatever we have filled on the job requisition stage. Some few fields are auto populated over here, like it is fetching data from core HR, whatever we have entered earlier. So here a recruiter is supposed to fill employee start date, this legal employer, worker type, and action drop down. There are few well, like legal employer we don't need to change, but here in action tab, currently whatever the candidate, this candidate is an external candidate. What who, this date John is the external candidate, that's why it is showing add pending worker and new pending worker. But the candidate who is applying for this requisition, if this candidate is a internal candidate, if this candidate is the internal candidate, then this particular action tab will show few more options, that is global transfer and internal transfer. These are few different test cases on this ORC module, that in action menu you will get that option, internal transfer and global transfer. So after this when and why, just select any one value. Okay. So once we have done with this like assignment info, all this field, business unit, job and department, all these field are we have already filled, recruiter is already filled in the while creating the job requisition. Okay, so you can just as a recruiter can just select all the whatever the information. Hiring manager, Again, this offer team is showing hiring manager and recruiter, whoever is there on the job requisition. If you want to change, then you can have access to change whenever recruiter is creating that particular offer. Now the payroll info, salary. Again here, whenever we are performing testing on the project, for the salary basis, like whatever the salary basis we are selecting, based on that salary amount is uh, uh, like it is getting calculated. So sometimes whenever we are entering any value, if it is not in between that range, again this you will get error over here. And now so this is the way like offer got created in the system. So I just want you all to try all those test cases. Or maybe for this error is coming because for this requisition there is one option like how many number of opening. We have just selected one opening, and current we have already, for that another candidate, we have already released the offer for the job requisition. So based on the number of opening, whether it is limited, unlimited, only those many number of offers will be released. Okay. Do you have any question till now?
No, Manali,
Yeah,
I'm good. We need to try once, then only will come up with
exactly.
more questions.
So what I'll think is like since I have you all can be like you all can attend the session with your system only. So like whatever I'm performing actions, you can try out, and even we can like in the session only we can discuss all those things. Like
Sure.
everyone is having laptop with you, right? No one is attending through phone.
Actually, today I'm attending through phone. That's
Okay,
an.
okay. So
Is it okay if I practice today and share you
yeah,
the inputs
yeah.
like I did
Today,
the
yeah.
other day?
So from tomorrow, I'm expecting that everyone should be there with your laptops and try like practicing all those things right now. Then only we can discuss in the session. Because in the
Sure.
last session we used to do that, and because what happened, no, whenever we are once we have done with the session, and then you are trying some for something and you got stuck at that time, like you will message me and I'll reply. It is time consuming. Better that whenever I am practicing, like I'm showing anything in there, you can just try it out.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. One thing, Manal. Yeah. So I'm asking about like for the automated interview,
No,
like for the
there's not
yeah.
automated interview.
No, no. They're like for the one tab and the error also coming. You go to the requisition and
uh,
just open the one
how this
requisition.
ORC interview functionality is working,
Hmm.
for unless and until you have added any interview template, you can't
Hmm.
schedule interview for that candidate. Like in the test case also there is a step you have to uh, add an interview template. I'll just open this requisition.
Yeah. So when I go to the save the requisition, it's showing like for the, some automated, and I try to
No,
like
no,
for the go
you
to the
just
interview
click.
tab. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There. I'm telling about no, no, no,
Create
not
an
adding
interview.
this one. No, I am asking about like a second tab, Manali.
No,
You
but
cancel
in the
this
test
one.
cases you are supposed to add this new interview.
Hmm. Ah, okay, okay. But my worry is like for the it's
No, no,
coming some error on the second tab. That's like for the
no, no,
previous
but
tab.
you are
That's the
supposed,
issue.
like client will give you whatever the template, if
Hmm, hmm,
these
hmm,
are
hmm.
already configured in the system, and you are supposed to pick those templates. So how
Ah,
this
okay, okay, okay.
functionality is working in the ORC interview functionality is, unless and until you have added these are the templates. There are hiring manager managed, candidate managed. Yeah, I can show you. These are the few templates. So first you are supposed to add this template to the requisition, and then only you can schedule interview for that requisition. And those interview scheduling are happening at the candidate here. These are the different templates you can select, and just I'll try one more. Okay. You just need to select. All these steps were there in the test cases. Okay. These are the candidate info. And then here in the location detail, there are types of interview like in-person interview, web interview. You can choose that, and based on the web conference interview, we are supposed to provide some kind of link over there. And you just click on save and close. Okay. That's how interview template is added to this requisition. And based on this template, we will be scheduling interview. So I want you all to at least try out all those test cases. I have only given you the only 13 test cases for hiring flow. So just try it out. Okay. So one more topic, like I'll show you how many topics we are going to cover for this session. So these are the different topics for for creating any job requisition. As I already told you. Okay. So for creating any job requisition, obviously that job requisition should posted on somewhere like either internal career site or external career site. So that's why we need to learn this career site configuration. Based on this job requisition, there are job application flow. What a job application flow is, if for example there are two vacancies like for the freshers and for the experienced candidate. So for the freshers, whenever a fresher is applying for the requisition, we don't want to ask them like what will be the past salary and like what will be your experience. All those data you don't require. And for the experienced candidate, we need some kind of experience, then a salary basis, all those. So whatever details we want to gather from the candidate while he was applying for the requisition, all those details we are configured in the job application flow. So based on the different requisition, you can create a number of job application flow. So all those configuration we are going to learn. Along with this candidate selection process, I have already shown you like in the job requisition, whenever we are creating job requisition, there is configuration section. In this configuration section, we are like selecting the same job application flow as well as candidate selection process. So candidate selection process is whenever we are creating any requisition and candidate is applying for that requisition, there are different phases. Like first phase is new, then candidate will move to the screening phase, then candidate will move to the interview phase, and after that offer and HR phase. If some client may want pre-employment phase, so all those phases can be like we can add or remove based on client's requirement, and all those configurations come under this candidate selection process. Okay. So these are like few this talent community is also the part of this candidate, sorry, career site. There is one option on the career side, that is talent community. There are some questionnaire configuration, means like for pre-screening questionnaires are there in the system. Like whenever candidate will apply for the requisition, if recruiter want to like assess or based on some kind of questionnaire, then those questionnaires can be configured in this questionnaire configuration. Even there are few questions on the interview feedback or interview questions, so all those are coming under this questionnaire configuration. Then there are DFF, that is descriptive flex field. So these are some extra fields, like whatever the provided by Oracle, those fields are there. But apart from this, if client want a few fields to add, then we can call those as a descriptive flex field. And finally, this transaction design studio based on like whatever the section we are seeing on over here. So some client will go for all the 13 sections. Some client will don't want like this posting description, then estimated time to hire. So we can enable disable all this section. All these UI changes can be done through this SCM transaction studio. So all these are the topics which we are going to learn throughout the session. So is that clear? Like any doubt till here?
I'm okay.
I think we'll come up with questions once we do the practice once at least transactions.
Yeah. So one more thing, like I want you to do. Currently, I'll show you this thing. Okay. Currently on this instance, you can see whenever we are clicking on this home tab, there is my client group, and under that my client group, there is a hiring tab enabled. This here, this hiring tab is just because this particular user has a recruiter role assigned. So there are few roles in the system. So I'll just show you those are the topics like security roles. So how to assign those security roles. So for assigning those security roles, you can uh, this user don't have right to do that. I'll just change the user. So total the topic is like what are the security roles. So total there are 5 roles in this ORC module. So one is hiring manager and another one is recruiter. So basically hiring manager has right to create the job requisition, but he don't have right to create the job offer. Whereas recruiter is the a recruiter role has all the rights. Like recruiter can create a requisition, can update the requisition, can create a job offer. So all the privileges are given to this recruiter role. So based on our requirement, like there may be a senior recruiter, there will be a junior recruiter. If you want to remove some access from the junior recruiter, like junior recruiter only can view the requisition, they can't delete the requisition. So all those privileges we can add and remove for the particular role. Apart from these 2 roles, there are like a recruiting administration administrator, like all the functional setup, whatever the setup. Like yesterday, Punima is asking me for how we are getting that career site address. So whenever we are moving on those setup and maintenance part, so all those rights are given to the user just because of they are having this recruiting administrator role. And the recruiting agent, these are the like agents who are helping recruiters to get the candidate and host the events and all those things. So those are the external these are not the part of organization. Obviously these are the agents who are helping recruiter to get the candidate. And finally this recruiting manager, you can say like there will be a some managers, like recruiters manager, hiring managers manager, all those high level entity, like those are having access to view like all the access, whatever there are the privileges given to the recruiter, all those are to the recruiting manager. But they only this is mostly for the purpose like they are tracking like how many requisitions are there in the system, how many candidates are applying for those requisitions. So based on all their requirement whatever they want to track all the details, this recruiting manager, this role is assigned to all those people who are like high level management are giving these acts. So total these are the 5 roles. So for today we will learn like how to add this role to the user. So for now, So now you can see like this particular user have the setup and maintenance option and even this hiring tab. And the earlier for that Mark Winterling, that particular Mark Winterling don't have this option. Can anybody tell me like which particular user, which particular role gives this functionality?
Basically, he must be having roles and permission, security access.
Okay, so this hiding tab is enabled for both the users, right?
Hmm.
Okay, Srujan, do you have any idea like which role has this hiding tab enabled?
Recruiting administrator.
And hiring manager as well.
There is a recruiter,
Hmm.
but there is a recruiter in the system who has this role. Like whenever you will add the particular user as a recruiter, then only this tab get enabled.
Okay.
So for this user, along with the recruiter, this recruiting administrator role is assigned. That's why this setup and maintenance, like we can have this tab enabled. Setup and maintenance. I'll show you under the setup and maintenance. These are the different offerings. So currently we are working for recruiting and candidate experience. So under this offering, there are job roles. Under this manage job role, so here you can see if you search for any particular role, okay, I'll search for this recruiter role. Okay, so for this recruiter role, these are the different privileges are given. Like he can update particular job application, view can, if you add a filter for users, so okay. So the currently on this practice instance, these are the different users who have access for this uh, as a sorry who has the role as a recruiter. You can see assign role name as a recruiter. So what you can do, like if you want to choose any recruiter name, you can just get this name and you can reset password for this particular candidate. Like this way you can just search for in the role section, you can search for recruiter or hiring manager, whichever user you want. Okay, if you want to change roles for particular user, currently I'm looking for this Alex Brown. Okay, so just open this, just see if you scroll down. Okay, you can see recruiter as well as recruiting administrator. These two roles are assigned to this user. Okay, but on this instance, you can't. You are not supposed to edit this role. Okay, if you want to edit this role, then you have to make a copy of this role, and then only you can edit. If you want to add something, add some new role to the user, you can just click on edit, and then you can probably add the role to this user. Like search for the add role, and if you click over here, I'm selecting recruiter. It is not showing any value because this role is already added to this user. It is showing hiring manager because this user don't have the role as a hiring manager. So you can just check this and then add a role to the membership. Currently, I just want this user to have recruiter as well as recruiting administrator role. Okay. If you want to edit some users, like I'll just show you this user. Okay, mark.winterlink. So this is already there on the system. You can see this worker name. It is showing person number, having some business unit. So this is already there in the system. So if you want to just tag this user, like whenever you are executing test case, you may ask for like a recruiter login or credentials. So in that case, you can just reset password for this particular user. Just click on this reset and manually you can reset the password for this. Okay. So whenever there will be a new instance, like if I ask you to enable particular functionality, so there are few roles are probably we are supposed to add few roles and then only we are getting that particular functionality. Even you can try out like just try removing this role, recruiter role for this Alex, and then you will see that this particular tab is not there, hiring tab. Okay. So I think so we have today I have covered this security roles. These are the whatever the roles there in the system. Do you have any question?
Manali, can you add this sheet also in your Google Drive? Sorry.
Yes, please repeat. I didn't get you. Can you please repeat?
Yeah, I'm saying, can you please add this file also in Google Drive and give us access to add our details in Google Drive?
Yeah, sure. This Excel.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just share one Excel, whatever the topic I have covered. There are some extra topics already in the Excel, so I'll remove those just for now.
Okay.
Okay, I'll add this. Anything else there? Indica, do you have any question?
No, Manali, I'm clear.
Okay. So based on the requisition, I'll add 2, 3 questions on based on those test cases. I'll post those in the Google Classroom. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Srujan, do you have any question?
Nothing as of now. I'm clear.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Indica.
Okay, thanks, Manali.